This is a 1/2 inch marlin spike, and what I'm going to do is machine one out of 5/8 bar stock. This is stainless steel. And so what we need to do is machine a groove out. Instead of paracord, I'm going to use Paramax, which is a lot bigger. So here's an example of Paramax. This is 5/16, but we're going to use 1/4 inch, just a little bit smaller. We're going to take some measurements and ratio them out so that we can do it on the big bar stock there. I'm going to take them on my aluminum notebook cover. The nice thing about this is it supports as you're writing. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can pick one of these up from my shop, awesomeforsale.com. We even make them in titanium. For the rest of this month, use code MAYCEMBER for free shipping. So right here, we got 0.488. Let's see how long it is. 0.598. 0.636. Okay, this times this divided by that will give us our new measurement on how long this thing is supposed to be. It came out to just around 7.5 inches. Look at this, a long time ago the light on my lamp broke, and so this is a new switch. Here's a Paramax we're using. This is International Orange, as you can see. We'll start by machining this groove out, and what I need to do is tie a Turk's head knot so that I can see how wide the groove needs to be for our Paramax. Here's a time-lapse version of tying this knot. I will show you the long version towards the end of the video. That's going to be massive. All right, looks like I need to make this groove 1.9. Let's make it a little bit smaller. 1.05. We'll just hold that down. We're getting close. It's time to start the taper. This taper starts at about 2.5 inches. So let's ratio that out. So this method was pretty efficient with what I was doing, but keep in mind that this lathe is not very powerful. So if anything were to go wrong, there's a fuse in it that blows. Just stay safe. So this looks like it's a more narrow taper. I think it's a little too thick right here. We're gonna have to grind that down. Ooh, that's hot. We're getting close. I just need to polish it up. We could leave it with a brush finish and it would work fine, but if you polish it, it works much better with a rope. Now let's get this Turk's head tied. I'll start by taking my rope, laying it on top and pointing it towards me. I'll wrap it around, X over the front, and then bring it back towards me, pulling it over to the left. Okay. Now this rope is going to tuck under this side right here. So let me straighten this out. I'm going to take this, lift this up, and then throw it through there. Okay. Looking good. Now we need to cross this back over, but before we do that, we'll take this left side. Whoops. We'll bring it up and over. And we've made a new window there. You see that? We'll thread it through again. Get that all straightened up. Okay. And now finally, we have this strand sticking out. We're just going to chase it right through. Okay. So this is our first pass for our Turk's head knot. We want it to be loose because we need to run a whole nother side for each strand. And so what I'll do, you see how this is going through and this is following it right next to it? I'm just going to take my end and I'm going to pass it through, chasing it all the way around. Okay, they're just going side by side all the way around the Turk's head knot. So there's two right there. I'm going to keep tracing it. Now eventually it's going to get tighter because I have so many strands going through. And I'll need to open it up a little bit, and that's where my other marlin spike comes into play. Kind of ironic, but it does help. And that's what this thing is. It's a rope working tool. Let's keep it going. All right, we're almost done, but we don't want to leave this strand by itself, so we're just going to pass it through. Okay, there it is. We got a big old Turk's head knot. Now we got to fit it down here. We got to tighten it all up. So right here, I'm just going to take one of these strands and I'm going to pull it tight. There we go. And now I'm going to start working all this excess out. Going all the way around. It's going to take a couple rounds before I get it exactly where I want it. Now I'll look at this and see where I have some loose pieces. Obviously this one is loose, so we're going to pull that one tight. We got to cut these strands free, and you want to be super careful with this part because you don't want to cut the pieces that make up the Turk's head knot. I'll try to cut it halfway through on one side and then halfway through on the other. Now we need to hide these frayed ends here. So what I'll do is I'll just push them in and I'll try to tamp them down. This is where I take our friend's super glue and I'll just put it in there, drop it down. There we go. We'll do the same thing on this side. Just tuck it away. Same thing. Well, here it is, unreasonably large. I will not be making one of these again. It made a huge mess. But you can see the palm there. It'll work great when you're trying to push it into rope to work it. And then it has a big handle to pull. And then you can knock on doors too. What do you think? Should I engrave it like this one? What would I put on it? Leave a comment with some suggestions. One nice feature about all this rope at the end is it makes for a pretty nice balance point. So when I have it right in my palm, I have my fingers out, and it's pretty well balanced. All right, let me show you how to make a marlin spike hitch. So what I'll do is I'll take my rope, I'll hook it, grab it up, and then I'll hook the back portion and then pull it through, okay? Now what this does is create a handle that I can pull on and it won't let it go, right? It's really tight, real stable, but when I release it, it comes apart very easily.